Hey, good morning, YouTube. Hey, today is a good day. Finally got me a little minute to start getting focused on stuff going on with cars instead of cleaning and building doors and crap like that. But anyway, just wanted to share the knowledge that I got. Y'all can leave some comments below, give me a little few tips. But ADD again. Squirrel. Look, can you run PVC for airlines? And if so, what kind? Can it be the hot? You know, they sell a special PVC line that's specially made for high heat, hot water side. If not that, because all these hoses that are hooked, together ain't working, man. It's like I can set the airflow on my paint gun and pull the trigger and set it at 35, and it just seems like I can't get an accurate, constant, consistent air pressure. I probably could go back and watch Pete's videos, and I believe I seen one of his videos that explained the whole thing, but it's hard for me to find, and man, sometimes it just makes me cry to watch him, because I truly do love that guy. You know, I don't know why let's not even get into that, man, but I still love you, Pete. If anybody out there runs into him, tell him Wimpy still loves him, man, no matter what, regardless. I miss him. Sometimes I just miss him. I miss him so much I cry. But anyway, I wanted to know about that because it's causing me a lot of hassles. I'm going to probably just run some galvanized pipe or black iron, or what should I use, people? Anyway, we got the first mud going on here. I grinded it all down to bare metal. I put a thin coat of primer on here to keep it from rusting until I could get back to it. But on your first mud, you see how this is, that's low, you can feel it, okay? And a lot of people make the mistake when they're beginners. They think that they can just keep sanding, you know, and it'll go away. It will go away. You still got to scar that up a little bit in there for the second coat to go on. But if you keep sanding, it's not you don't want to do that. Especially, you know, you just don't want, from my experience, you cause yourself a bunch of problems. Anyway, it's coming right along, man. I do know that I use one of these with 36 on it. After I use the DA sander to break it down, to get it close, you know, to get it close with the DA sander with 36 or 40 or whatever. And then when you get the bolt knocked down, that's when you fine tune it with, you know, a block. See, like right there, my mud was starting to dry up and I had to smear it on pretty quick and cause an imperfection. But for me to sit there and sand that back down, I'm gonna have to put more on it. It's not gonna work if you keep sanding. It's gonna, right now it's all the rest of this is good. I just need that. Anyway, she's coming right along, man. I'm not taking all the dents out of this. I just think that the hood is the first things that people look at, as well as the grill. I hope he buys another grill for it. That would improve the looks a lot. But as long as your hood's straight, it's kind of like looking at someone's face when they got rotten teeth and crooked teeth in their mouth. You get judged right out the gate. There are a lot of people out there that are not like that. They look at something and they see what's there, you know, and they know that there's a lot of value there, and they see the beauty beneath the ugly. You know what I'm saying? But just every average day Joes, man, they'll look at something like that going down the road, brand new paint job, man, look at all those dents, you know, in the hood, or just even in general, if they don't think it's a brand new paint job, they go, damn, that's a, you know, just as long as your hood's good and if your grill is straight, the first impression is what people look at is that hood, I think. I might be wrong, but I think you never get a second chance to make a first impression, especially when you're trying to sell a car. So the hood, I think, is what most people look at, and then the doors, and then after that, they go around the car. Anyway, I'll clip these things together and get back with you in a second. We'll go to the next step. People, that one there is ready. Oh, I got a circle on it already. You can barely see it, but I got a erasable Sharpie. I draw circles. That one's ready. I got a hot spot there. Gotta hit this again. Found another one over there. Another one right here. That one needs another mud on it. This one's good. But there's another one right there. This is kind of, you know, when you're sanding on something and you're having a hard time taking that edge off, well, feel the broad area. I found another dent. This area is good right here. Needs another mud right there. In fact, I think I'm gonna beat that out a little bit. I didn't catch that one. I was trying to cover this one. Anyway, chasing dents. That one needs a little bit more sanding with some 220 or 180. And I'm gonna prime it. Another dent right there. Oh crap. Well, every time I sand, I go, I hope this is the last mud. I hope this is the last mud. I hope this is the last mud. And it's on and on and on. I'm glad I ain't doing this whole damn truck, all the dents. Old truck has a pretty straight body on it, all in all. He just wanted us to basically scuff it and shoot it, man. And I told him, look, man, let me have some practice. I need just a couple extra, but I need some practice on dents, and it would be a shame to paint this thing with all these damn dents in it everywhere, especially the hood. Anyway, cut the cap back on later. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I went ahead and primed this thing. All I liked was a couple of that little spot that I showed over there earlier on this previous clip. And went ahead and used 2K primer. It's a high build primer instead of single stage primer. I really like 2K primer. Just now started to use it. It's a high build primer. I love the way it coats. Right now, if you ever seen cars running around, you wonder why that thing got all them tiger stripes on there. What is the deal with that? It's because somebody is in the process of working on their own car most of the time, or sometimes it's a paint and body guy working at a paint and body shop that they driving it around, stuff like that. But most of the time, you know, that's the situation. Or, you know, they just wanted to, you know, it's in the process of getting done. But anyway, the whole point of this is because it's going to show. You see that? That's what we're trying to fill in. And it's probably going to need some more primer. But anyway, it's guide coat. And it's a guide, and it shows you all your imperfections on your bodywork. It tells the tale. It tells what's going on, because when you get so far down, the black will stick down in the low spots. When you block a car, some use DA sanders. I've seen a few people use the DA sander before. I don't know. You can leave comments below. I would really love to know that. Is it okay to use the DA sander on low speed? Every body shop I've ever worked at, it's hand block it with a block, a flat block, because you're going to leave dips. It's just better if you use a hand sand and a block. And when you put the primer on, don't put the primer on like you're painting. You put the primer on nice and slow passes. You're trying to build the primer up. You're not trying to change the color or just cover the, there's a lot of mistakes that people make when they put primer on. They just put it on and they think that that's, you got to build your primer up. You slow your gun down, turn your air pressure down, and don't worry about runs. If you get a run, that's the way you learn how to paint, is by using primer first. If you get a run, who cares? If you get a water spot on it, who cares? If you get a little dirt on there, who cares? You can paint, you can prime outside. Anyways, I'll cut the camera back on later. I'll catch y'all later. I'm still out. Okay, we're back. I got to thinking about it. The comment I made was about a DA sander and trying to block with a DA sander. I think it's completely wasting your time. I've seen people do it. They said that that's how they did it. But I think you're just wasting your time, because look, when you got a block on there, it's flat, it's long, it's gonna sand flat and even. When you're trying to use the DA, even if you take a soft cushion pad or a hard pad or whatever, it's gonna leave dips, and you're wasting your time. It's my belief. Now, somebody correct me. I would really want to know this, because I've seen some people use a DA sander, and I'm just curious if that is okay to use the DA sander. But anyway, yeah, I made a mistake. My Bondo, I stepped it down all the way to, I think, 320. 180. I went from 36 to 80 to 180 and then to 320. And I missed some spots. That scratch is right there. I went ahead. That's what the guide code is for. It shows you where you messed up, what needs to be addressed next, or what needs to be more primer, more Bondo, whatever, spot putty, whatever. But anyway, I went ahead and sanded those down. I went ahead and sanded the Bondo down with a block, and it's all flat now. Now I can put some more primer on it. This big old dent over here is completely gone. I'm still going to put some more primer on it. I still see a few scratches in there, very light scratches, I found another dent right there, see? You can see the black in the paint in there. It's another dent. I missed that one. I do know this. You can take, sorry about that. If you get something wet and glossy, see how it's glossy? Or you can take a garden hose and turn it on low and wet the thing down, or a sponge and wet the surface down, and it puts a gloss on everything. You can sit back and turn your lights on it and make that the reflection of the light. You can make it float across your hood by changing the angles of the way you're looking at it, and you can see also that away. But guide coat, you never will go wrong with guide coat. Anyway, I believe that's it, and I sure, while I'm sitting here working on this, okay, he's madder than a hornet. Oh, I put a dent in the hood. No, I didn't, because this is an old school Detroit steel. The whole time I'm standing on this thing, I'm thinking of my truck. It's like I'm cheating on it. Instead of taking my hands and rubbing on my own truck, I just feel the same way when I rub on my wife, man. If I go to rub it on another girl, I'm going to feel guilty, and that's why I feel. It's because my truck really needs to get done. I want to paint it, and I just feel, I know I'm thinking stupid, but that's just my feelings, you know. I'm constantly rubbing and going through the curves and enjoying myself on this truck, and then all of a sudden I think of my truck and it's like, you know, it just, that feeling of uneasiness. Y'all probably think I'm stupid. but I love my truck that much, man. I love my truck that much. And anyway, I'll get off here, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something about blocking. If you use a, oh yeah, I wanted to show one more thing. See if I got it here. When you're doing the curves, like around here, you can use a flexible block. You can't use, it's obviously you can't use a big block like this one. On that, you use you a flexible block. And if you've got it long, wide, flat surfaces, you're going to screw yourself. You're going to stick it to yourself, because you're going to sit there and sand that little dent you're trying to do, and it causes yourself more work because you're not evenly blocking it. The longer the block you can get on a flat surface, the better. So get you a block about as long as the sandpaper is, a sheet of sandpaper, and then cut it and fold it around. Do not let your sandpaper wrinkle. And while you're blocking, you can feel, you know, you got something to put the water on the surface with. You got some, keep your water clean, no dirt in it. And while you're sanding, you can feel your block stop grabbing. It'll just be like it's not even doing nothing. That's because your sandpaper is dirty. That's why wet sanding is so. That's why wet sanding is a must. I think it's a must. I've seen people dry sand with a block and on primer, and things work out fine for them. But that just constantly have to pat their sandpaper down and beat their sandpaper off. And I've seen people just say no. I've worked for people. And they say no. Don't do it wet, because then we got to worry about drying the car off and this and that. We're in a hurry. Do it dry. It was just a small dent, so yeah, I did it dry. But if you're doing a whole broad area like this one, it's best to use wet sand. It's awesome, and it gets you to feel it with your hands. You know, get into it, get in the moment. You know, feel it. You know, rub it. You know, and catch y'all till next time. And if anybody has any advice, and if I made a mistake with the advice that I'm giving, because I'm learning together on this channel, y'all let me know in the comments below. I would sure appreciate some pointers. Thank you very much. Let's go out. See y'all till next time. Be safe and keep it real.